Mario's our executive director in the organization.
Great.
Yeah, y se mueve.
Yes, sir.
If you need anything from any builders or anybody in the construction industry, please call our organization. Mario will get
Bien
you
pilas.
answers. Yeah.
He's been contacting me, so yeah. Yes, sir.
No,
bueno.
no, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Great.
I know we're already live, and I want to thank Ronnie for being here today.
Yes, sir.
And also Mr. Julio Carranza for being here
Yes, of
today.
course.
Second appearance in 2 weeks, bro.
2 in a row.
Hey, bro. I don't know, man. I would say it might rain, but I don't want the rain right now.
Well, it's about to rain. It looks a little cloudy here.
It does.
We don't
It
want
does.
rain. I mean, we need rain.
We need to cool
Construction
down
don't
a
want
little
rain.
bit.
Yeah, no, man. Just want to say thank you here to Mr. Tony. He told me not to call him by his last name. So, guys, I'm not disrespecting. I know respect here from the culture that we come by.
Right.
You know, you address by the last name, and it's a cultural thing. But we're here with Mr. Tony Aguirre. Thank you for coming and being a part of this podcast. And it's a great honor to have you on our show. And also, congratulations on just winning again, right?
Yeah, I election was in early May, and I've only been on the city commission for 4 years. Everybody giving me credit for 30 years of serving as city commissioner, but I was on the PUB for 27 years. Okay, the PUB is McAllen Public Utilities, and it is an elected official board.
Wow.
Yeah, and we have four trustees and the mayor the representation from the mayor. But we're elected in the PUB, and I'm real proud of it because the importance of course, here we're talking about, building and growth and is keeping up with your infrastructure, keeping up with your water needs, your sewer needs, and your drainage needs. Now, your drainage is handled by the city here in McAllen, but your water and sewer, all of that and all of the revenues and all of the expenses go to the McAllen Public Utility. McAllen Public Utility, with that money that you get from all of your bills, the water and the sewer part of the bill, because the bills include a recycling and a sanitation fee and a couple other fees out there.
All these fees, processing,
all of
internet,
all of those other charges. But the water and sewer does go directly to the McAllen Public Utilities, and they have a yearly budget that is approved by the city commission, and that's how they come up with their rates, making sure that we not only fund your existing operations and maintenance needs, but your futuristic and hopefully visionary needs of the growth of your city and our what we call our CCN, or our area of service for water and sewer. And everyone that knows and has developed, at times you might be in a McAllen Public Utilities water, but you might not be in the sewer, and sometimes you're in the CCN of sewer in McAllen, but Sharyland Water Supply CCN or North Alamo Water Supply CCN, or Edinburgh CCN also. So, we always try to work with interlocals to make things happen because you don't want to stop growth, but you have to be looking at your sizes of your pipe and what you put down in as infrastructure that it has the capacity to service a larger part of an area, not just that existing subdivision.
It's not a very fun topic to talk about. It takes a lot of money, but when the city commission is doing a bunch of the infrastructure projects, it's not bringing in a new Cheesecake Factory. It's not, people can't see it, but it's so important to have that. And people forget about that. Ain't that right, Tony?
Well, yeah. It's putting up, there's a new academy coming to town. Oh, there's a new, hopefully we'll get a Cheesecake Factory. And
is it coming, Tony?
It's been worked on. It's been constantly worked on. But and we thought we were getting close to one a year to 2 years ago, and no, they didn't come into the mall, but it came real close to coming to the mall. They like being in a mall or at a.
That's her thing. You know, the
That-
Galleria,
but
the
they- but-
Cantera.
But
Yeah.
they will do standalones also, and we're working on that also. That and many others, guys, many others. But and I'll go anywhere you want to go with this conversation because the excitement for me is seeing a vibrant and a progressive, not only the city of McAllen but this whole region.
Well, it brings us to our questions. Where were you on the night of Selena's murder, sir?
You know, I can tell you.
Not just kidding.
You know-
I was rude to all the Selena
Do,
fans.
do-
I'm so
do you
sorry.
know that I can?
We
tell-
have pictures.
No. You know that I can tell you a story that is absolutely. When you get to my age, you remember certain things.
How old
right?
are you, Tony?
I'm 68.
Let's go.
Actually, I'll be turning 68
You got the-
middle part of this month.
party.
16 and looking great.
So and I feel 68 young. Okay.
Let's go.
So, but we used to, a group of us would go play golf at different areas, and we were on our way to Marble Falls, and there was 8 of us, and a couple of Suburbans and whatever, and I get a call from my wife. Now this was. Okay, I get a call from my wife. He says, "Hey, Tony," he says, "you need to talk to Nicole." Nicole was around 9, 10 years old.
Who's
She's my
Nicole?
daughter, my
Who's your
oldest-
daughter?
My daughter Nicole is oldest. Just to say, she probably doesn't want me to mention her age. Okay,
We're doing the math,
but
bro.
she was 9 or 10. But she was 9 or 10 years old, and she says she's really, really shaken up with what's happening in Corpus Christi with Selena. And I'm going, Selena, Corpus Christi. Yes, I knew about it, but I didn't know anything was going on.
Yeah.
Well, that's when they had her, or they had Saldivar, Yolanda Saldivar, which had basically killed her, and she was in a parking lot of a hotel.
It was some
in
time of
corporate-
a hostage situation. Or something like that.
She was threatening to kill herself, and she had a gun, and so there was surrounded by the
SWAT or whatever.
SWAT team or whatever. And I'm talking to my daughter, and he says, "Well, don't worry." He says, "Yes, they killed her, and they have the lady, but she won't come out. She's in a car or a truck." And so when you say that, where were you in that day? What to me,
I was going to go golfing.
I was going to go golfing that day. So you can find me. If you can find me, I will prove
You have
that
an alibi.
that I was in
You
Marble
have an
Falls.
alibi.
That I was in Marble Falls.
The funny thing, now I'm picturing this real quick, Tony. I'm picturing this.
Yeah.
You're not on the phone on the way to Marble Falls. You were probably at the hotel
I was
using the
at-
landline.
Exactly. In those days.
Different times.
To all the people, different times.
Oh, yeah,
this was
different
this is
times.
landlines, bro, or a payphone even. I don't know.
I remember. No, we were in the hotel. We had just gotten there, and I used to have a brick phone, what you call a brick phone. A brick phone was a real, a phone
it was
that
a
weighed
brick
like
phone, yeah.
like 15 to 20 pounds. Okay, and there was no such thing as texting or anything like that, right?
So you're saying that people weren't communicating like they are
so
now.
you wouldn't, But I did have a brick phone. Okay, I wasn't using it that day, but yeah. But those are the technology.
so then-
today, yeah, you can find
huge.
out and what's going on. Well, hey, we didn't have.
So let me ask you, when would you call your wife? In the morning or in the afternoon?
That's what bottom line is when
Both.
I mean,
I've been calling your phone.
When I got home.
I have no messages.
and you remember when the maquilas started coming into town, that was in the 80s, the mid 80s, and nobody really knew what a maquiladora was, but boy, General Motors was coming in, and General Electric was coming in, and Johnson Controls, and at that time there was Zenith televisions, became, I think, Sanyo, I can't remember, or Sony. Anyway, so, when you used to travel to Reynosa, pues te ibas a Reynosa like if nothing, and it was great, it was fantastic, and you come back, getting close to 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever. But you worked all day long in Matamoros and in Reynosa.
Como si nada.
Como si nada. And Nuevo Laredo and the whole bit. So today, you better have some type of communication.
And we had Mr. Vicente Gonzalez last week, and he was talking about there will be one day where the same thing that Bukele is doing to El Salvador is going to be done here in Mexico, so we can go back and travel to Monterrey in caravans and with friends, go visit the nice places in Mexico.
Yeah, that's a prayer that we need to really embrace, and we hope that we can, because it is beautiful. No tener esa mortificación. It's just beautiful to do. Remember, my dad came from Parral, Chihuahua, my mom from Monterrey. I was born in Alice, Texas in 1957. My dad came through the Bracero program, had to go and work for somebody in San Diego, Texas. And after he worked for a year and they gave him his signature, he got what they called the green card or the residency card, right? And it was nice and smooth, and became a great productive person that loved here. I got to McAllen in 1964, so I was 7 years old when I got to McAllen, and we were actually on the way to Monterrey, thinking that we were going to go and live in Monterrey, and because my mom was from there, and she was very happy that we were going back to Monterrey, and we would normally go through Laredo, Texas, to go to Monterrey, and we all of a sudden came down through here. Remember, I was 7 years old. My brother Willie was 6, so he left us at Archer Park, existing still today.
McAllen guy.
In McAllen, right in the center, and there was a bus stop there. Okay, and so we were there. No, we were in a car, but there was a bus station there, and we were there. Willie and I were playing in the swings because he had left us, and I remember, and I still think that maybe because I say the story so many times in my mind, that I remember my dad coming and telling my mom that we were not going to Monterrey and we were going to stay in McAllen because he had found a job here at Clark Chevrolet. Because my dad worked at a Clark Chevrolet dealership in Alice, and Mrs. Clark called her friend up and said, "Hey, do you know a Tony Aguirre?" And he said, "Yeah, he left yesterday. It was Saturday morning. He left yesterday, and we didn't want him to go." And she says, "Well, he's here." And he said, "Don't you let him go. You hire him." And my dad was a paint and body shop, a paint and body man. So that's why we stayed here. Wow. Or else we would have been in Monterrey.
Consiguió jale. Consiguió jale.
Consiguió jale, como
Aquí nos
dice.
quedamos.
Yeah, and then he worked there for 11 years, I believe, or 9 years at Clark, and he opened up his paint and body shop, his dream, there on Maple and 23rd Street. So,
Hey,
¿qué puedes decir?
I like
Where
your
your
I
office.
like Maple,
Yeah.
bro.
So, yeah, that's how.
Been
Time
here.
changes
Been here a
and
while.
bring you-
You've seen the growth.
Yep. But it's you guys now that are going to make it. So
We're trying.
keep going.
We're pushing. Right. We got to keep this thing going. Right. McAllen obviously is the center of the valley, and I think we're all making efforts to keep that dream alive. Right. To create a better area for everybody down here.
It is for everybody.
Yeah.
It is. Growth is tough, and the experience of Edinburgh's growth, it's sometimes scary. It's because it's very hard to manage that type of growth. For experiencing the same thing, emission, we are too. Okay, but because I believe that we have a McAllen Public Utility that takes care of water and sewer. We have a bridge that takes care of the bridge situation. We have, a strong community that is involved in so many different segments of the community that it's that knowledge is spread, and it's very hard to keep up. And so we have to, a 3 and a 4% growth is, you can say, well, that's easy to say, but at 3% growth a year, 4% growth a year is strong. If you put 10 years in it, you're growing at 40%.
Yeah.
Compounded.
That's compounded.
So if you're at 100,000, you become 140 to 145,000 in 10 years only, and you might think that's easy to grow, but it's not.
What's the rate of growth that McAllen currently is experiencing?
Right now, we're experiencing, the 2.25 to 2.5
Year over year.
year over year, and like I said, if it gets, Edinburgh might be at the 3.5 to 4.
Wow.
And there's really not much of a difference in infrastructure whether you're a renter where you're doing fourplexes and you have more renters there, or if you're doing smaller single family homes, because your need for water and sewer, your need for traffic, your need for drainage, your need for everything is the same. So that's why and then sometimes in larger development you need to make sure that because of the flash of when you get an inch or 2 inch in an hour,
Or 22.
or in this case,
Or 22.
or 20, whatever. It's hard to, because water will just flow wherever gravity will take it, it'll flow.
Yeah.
And it'll stay
Right.
there if it has no way out.
And if it has no way out, it will stay.
How did McAllen do this past?
We had
storm
some
that we had?
problems in the south of Business 83, was the most hard ones to do. From Military Highway was in real bad shape, and then coming north, because after Military you hit the levee. Okay, so you don't have that problem because you have a large levee, but then you're going up north. And that neighborhood where I guess Idela and a little further north of Idela still, was hit hard because we got hit with around 9 inches in 4 hours. And then there was a calm, and it allowed it to go down some, not enough, but then by the next day it was rained. Now we're doing a big retention pond right now. Mm-hmm. As you know, we're developing the Bowie reservoir, in which we're bringing in dirt from a large retention pond that we are doing over there on Ware Road and Idela. And there will be a very, very large retention area that will help keep water, that we're building. And we're getting all that dirt and we're putting it into the Bowie. That Bowie, because Bowie has available space after all the easements and after all that. We have around 55 acres of development. So we're getting it ready for development, and then private enterprises are going to take over. We are not going to be doing, the city's not going to be doing the development. We're getting everything ready for development, which is a pretty penny.
I'm sure.
Okay?
Are those deals already done?
No.
So you guys are developing the property.
What we want to
entice.
do is getting it ready, and we want to have some type of a master plan that is not set in stone, but it's a master plan that
a preliminary
that we feel that our community
Right.
needs.
Right.
Okay, so we want to be able to control some of it, but absolutely not, the particulars of everything. But we would like to see not only hotels, not only a shopping area, not only a water feature, but we also would like to see some modern lofts, some modern I would say
condos
living,
or something?
a condo,
a true mixed use
a
development.
true mixed use development. which people can walk there, when people can go there, people can stay at the new hotels, and we're trying to, do the 4 to 5 stars hotels, right? But we would like the locals to be as much as possible, because but there's going to be interest, and can you believe that here is just a body of water that served as your reservoir, okay? That right around 12 years ago when I was serving, we bought another piece further south, built it, got it ready with prices at that time, okay? And we have it ready, and we've been using it, and also had as a reserve this Bowie Reservoir on Business 83 and 23rd Street, right? So it was just it needed to happen, and we did remember. If you remember, there was talk about investors doing something there, around 8 to 10 years ago, and here comes the economy and whatever. So but here we are today, and we're getting it ready, and we're doing it as economically prudent, and in this case, we're also fulfilling the need of our drainage need. And I'm mentioning that because you mentioned how do we do it with drainage, in the south. So this new retention area that we're building by getting the dirt and taking it to Bowie, it's a double. It serves for two purposes. So that's what we try to do.
What's the time frame on that? When do you guys think you're going to have it ready to start promoting?
Well, if you go, the contract was given out latter part of last year, like November, October. They started working on it. I just left that area, military highway area, and there's constant trucks going in there.
Are there
in and out.
any other
Constant
entities involved? Drainage district, irrigation district, anybody?
No. This is City of McAllen drainage. It's not an irrigation. It's not anything. It's our drainage.
Got it. Very good.
So that work is being done, was contracted out?
Contracted out.
Gotcha.
It was
And they're
contracted
running-
out
and they're running
and
daily.
bid it out, and there was the lowest bidder got it, and they're still fulfilling their needs.
Yeah.
It was
Andan en chinga.
andan en chinga.
I love it.
I hate to even try to figure out how many of the loads,
¿Cuántas
because
trocas
there's
lleva?
18 to 20 tons in each.
Yeah.
In each,
How many
in each
acres is
load.
it?
55.
55 acres.
No, they're going to be there a while.
Yeah. It's gonna take a minute, bro.
I think
Have they estimated? Has the contractor estimated?
a year and a half of work.
Really?
Yeah. And
Se me hace
they've been at it
poquito.
around 8 or 9 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 years, 2.5 years of work.
No. I hope it's for the
it's
sake of the
less.
contractor. I hope that he did it right. He bid it right.
Yeah, because then you got delay fees and things like that.
Do we have any? How far have we gotten percentage wise?
I would venture to say,
Are we on time? Sort of.
yeah. No. We're very happy with the contract.
Who's the
Good.
contractor?
Can we say?
I don't remember the full name. It's somebody that's here.
Local guy?
From Edinburgh.
Yeah. Good.
I know he's from Edinburgh, but I can't remember the name.
It's good to keep the work here, man.
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
don't
no,
like it
yeah.
when they go.
No, and all
What,
of
does the city take that into consideration when they're awarding a bid? If it's
some
somebody
of it,
locally,
yes, we do,
try to.
but it's your tax, it's your ad valorem taxes that we're
Yeah.
spending, so it has to be. You have to be prudent about
Yeah.
it too, and then the other part of it is there's some of the decisions that we make and that the city staff makes. It's on qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to meet the qualifications,
Right.
in order to bid. Okay, that has to be. That's what really needs to be looked at.
Yeah.
That's when you say the lowest bidder may not be the lowest bidder because they, quite frankly, don't have either the capacity or do not qualify to do it.
Lo barato sale caro a veces.
Sale caro. ¿Sí?
Any,
Pero en veces el caro es caro.
Sí.
Yeah.
Pero a veces el caro, bájale.
But yeah.
What about industrial? What anything exciting coming up on the industrial end of things for McAllen?
Yeah. There's 120 acres of on Military Highway east of 23rd Street, between 23rd and 10th Street, that is already done. It took around 2 years to do. There's 120. There's already 4 to 5 plants that are in the process of getting started or built. We think that that 120. Then there's 140 acres that's on Idella and Ware Road. It's called Nearshoring, that one, park, and that's 140 acres. Now remember, some plants and some lots are 3 acres, some are 5 acres, some are a combination, depending on who's coming. And then we just did award some incentives to somebody's doing 50 acres there. Another good company, company that's been here for a long time, that's basically growing, and he's doing real well. As the nearshoring guy, and as the McAllen other industrial park that is already there.
Hey, Tony, what ended up happening to Zoho? I know Zoho ended up going to Edinburgh, but weren't they supposed to be here? I really didn't follow, but I know there was something going on there.
Oh, we've been all over that, following it, and it. When I got in 4 years ago, it really has been close to 3 years that we have been doing things for Soho, and for and to try to get them to do what we wanted to do, what they wanted, what we felt that they wanted was a campus type of they're a software company, okay? They're mostly a software company, and so
They're the guys that got Echo,
Yes.
right?
yes. So
They were with McAllen for, I think you guys attracted them first, right?
well, we did, but again, so they started an operation, and we had 50,000 square feet at our foreign trade zone. So we basically said, okay, you can use it while you make your decisions, and we want to be in McAllen, and we want to be in McAllen. Okay. I'm saying all this, and then I'm going to tell you at the end, okay, what the real story.
There's a punchline.
So then comes that they wanted a campus. But you have what used to be 9 holes across the street from the our current golf course.
You're talking about Ebony?
That Ebony Park, or whatever you want to call it, Blue Jay Park, or whatever's in that, and whatever. But it needs a lot of work. In other words, it
needs water. That's what it needs. Ebony needs water.
Okay,
They don't have water.
Anyway, well, it.
But I think this is the one in McAllen, though.
No, but
Well, Ebony's in Edinburgh.
No. You're talking Edinburgh. Ebony. No. I'm talking about the park, the 9 holes that used to be. That hasn't been 9 holes for 25 years or whatever, but it was across the 23rd Street, and they used it for frisbee golf.
Oh, to say they used it for frisbee golf,
and they use it basically, but it hasn't been used, right?
Yeah.
Well, we thought it was a good idea. They thought it was a good idea, and to do this type of a campus style type of, and I thought it would be great for South McAllen, where people. You got a world class technology company, right in your backyards in South McAllen. My God,
There's already like an art district there or something, no?
So that
It was 23rd and what, Tony?
23rd, and if you go to, it's where the curve is. If you go to Champions Park or Palmview, what used to be, it's right across. Right, those acres.
It's on Ware.
And it's like 36 acres.
Ware?
Yes, sir. You get off on Ware, you take a left.
Yeah, did I say 23rd?
Yes,
I meant
sir.
to say Ware.
You get off on Ware. Yeah. You get off on Ware, you take
Going
a left.
south.
Yes, sir. You're going south.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
On the curva.
On the curva.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which is low lying and this whole bit. Okay. So,
Dude, have you seen? I'm
But
so
that,
sorry.
that golf course isn't doing well?
It's doing fantastic.
Champions
Yeah.
is doing great. Champions
Okay.
is doing great. But he's talking about a 9-hole that got turned into the frisbee golf.
a long
Okay.
time ago.
Gotcha.
And,
Okay.
it used to be 9 holes 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here that was kind of being proposed. Yeah, they ran into a few things. We ran into opposition from the neighborhood that we were going to take away the nature. They really didn't like hearing that. They're an Indian company, right? So they got a little shaken by the
Opposition.
The pushback.
Okay, so we got through that, and then of course comes other things and whatever, and they're actually at the McAllen Incubator, which is the McAllen old library, and they're on the second and third floor today. They're paying rent, they're paying lease there, and they have made a move to go to Edinburgh. Okay, but this is why we have to feel that what is good for Edinburgh is going to be good for McAllen, for Mission, for FAR, for everyone.
Yeah.
What's good for McAllen is going to be all, we do compete, but we have to have a regional hat also. We got to wear.
That's more important, actually.
Yes, we got to wear a regional hat. So if we didn't get this one,
Get the
well,
next
I'm
one.
glad that they didn't go back to Austin, or they'll go back to they have an operation in Austin. They have an operation in California that's what's coming over here. So again, but there's many other.
But what a mentality! What a regional mentality! I commend you for that, because everybody, Tony, is always no, pa mí.
Yeah.
But when you work with partnership and really have the mentality of, hey, let's do this together, as opposed to just me, you grow. And maybe that's why you won by a big old landslide, didn't you?
Well, it did, but it was low turnout. I don't want to take too much credit, but yeah, I doubled what he received, but it's kind of a little
The
pity.
turnout is a little disappointing.
It's a pity.
You're
For
talking
me
about like
because
the voter turnout?
I
Tony?
really
like the voter turnout.
Sure, we had less than 1,500 votes.
Wow.
Come into District 1 in McAllen, which is the district that
Has the most
coming out to vote. Now we were cut in 2021 with redistricting, and 30% of District 1 was cut.
Wow.
Okay, and it was cut because every 10 years there's a census, but because of COVID, they didn't do it in 20. They wound up doing it in 22, late 21, and then in 22 it took an effect, right? We had less here, but still, I mean, I worked it hard, and I put money into it,
Yeah.
and people donated also to the campaign, and I still wound up spending, so that people understand, I still wound up spending like $33,000. Mm-hmm. The first time around 4 years ago, there was 3 people running, and I spent around $65,000. But that's just part of this. And when you say, because I have been questioned, said, well, why would you spend 33? Well, first of all, it's not all. You ask for donations. In McAllen now you can only have $500, okay, which is fine, okay, but not really, because imagine a mayor's campaign today. We're in districts, okay. A mayor's campaign in City of McAllen, it's hard to raise money, but it will take you everywhere from 150 to 200,000. Let me, and people that say, why would they do that? Why would they do that? Why they have other alternatives? Well, it's very easy. It's very easy to because you don't understand, what the cost is today of things. It's hard to explain, but people want good government, and people want people that are capable of making those hard decisions, of not having, problems. We have problems, okay? We'll always have we'll always have challenges. Okay, but I love it. I love my city. I love what I do. In this case, this time around, I said to myself that I'm going to spend very little of my own money, but if I need to, I pay it because McAllen's been good to me. Not that I want any favors from anybody or anything. And I actually, 4 years ago, I had 500 as my limit anyway, because I don't want to owe any type of allegiance. But I want to support people that want to grow, and I'm going to do it because that's the best thing for McAllen. I mean, we're sitting here on 10th and Auburn, okay, and in Wisconsin, and you see this.
How much invested here?
How much has been invested, and if you recall, just 5 years ago, this was not here.
Big time. Yeah.
And
We didn't even have a street here.
there was no street. There was nothing here in Wisconsin and Auburn and 10th. And look where we're at today and where we're growing, okay?
Yeah.
So, and this is the northeast part of McAllen. Well, guess what? Northwest on Nolana and 29th Street, there is a huge new shopping center coming here. And we hope to announce the big boys that are coming to that area, but it's going to fill the needs of that part of the of the city, of the town. So the northwest, the middle and northwest area, which is a big growth area for McAllen, and then of course you have the widening of 4 Mile line, 2 Mile line, and now the 5 Mile line is being widened. So, you know, the communities from Alton and Mission and all the way to La Homa Road and everything, it'll be easier for them to come in and out of McAllen. Which, when you make that easier, you have more traffic and more people are coming,
More growth.
shopping,
More
eating, enjoying themselves. And right now, when you have open enrollment in all the schools, well, it makes it easier for them to say, well, ya no está duro llevar de allá de La Homa, de Conway,
Take 'em
and
to
I can
McAllen.
come to McAllen ISD, and McAllen ISD needs students.
Yeah.
We're losing and losing and losing.
Wow.
And I think I think they're going to continue to lose with what the governor just passed in the,
Well,
the
you
voucher
have the voucher
program.
scenarios and what's going to be available, and
What was that a little bit, Julio? Can you elaborate?
The little that I know is that now the state will allow parents to choose where their kids could go, including private schools. So they'll get a voucher, and the state will reimburse the private entity. I don't know how that works, but in a nutshell, that's what it is, right, Tony?
Yes.
So what's happening is that the school districts are saying, hey, wait a minute, we need students because their funding, not only is it from ad valorem taxes, right, property taxes, they also get a per student incentive.
Right.
It's all about the money, baby. Come on.
Yeah, he announced yesterday, though, try to combat that, right? Everybody negotiates things. That's why nobody knew exactly where it was going to lie. But he announced yesterday that any school that has 5,000 students or less, any school district that has 5,000 students or less, every teacher is going to be getting a $5,000 raise from the state, okay? And any school district that's 5,000 students or more is getting 2,500. It's getting, no, I'm sorry, it's 10,000 and 5,000. That's what it is. It's $10,000 raise for the smaller ISDs and 5,000 for the bigger ISDs.
Wow.
To the teachers. So the bigger ISDs are going to be rewarded with around 5,000.
And this goes back to
but the smaller ISDs, and there's some small ISDs here in the valley.
A lot of them.
A lot of them are 5,000 or less. So those teachers are going to be rewarded with 10, because through the years those are getting paid less. And I mean, and this is a statewide thing.
And let's understand, the reason for this is because there's a surplus in the Texas budget, right?
Oh, yeah.
They've been doing really good.
Yeah, the rainy
But-
day fund is huge.
It's huge. It's a huge fund, so they're kind of giving it back, right?
But that's again but the voucher scenario is we're going to see how it's going to affect the ISDs.
It will. It will. They're going to lose population easily.
Well, I hope that everyone has to adjust and everybody. The important thing is that our youth gets a good education, so that we can compete in the future. You know, with the world. We can't just look at our area in education. We have good students if you give them the tools, if you give them the quality teaching, if you give them, I mean, brick and mortar has to be there also. Okay, so you have to do it. Is a community is just so many facets of a community. You know, the construction industry is extremely important, and sometimes, and I consider myself because I'm an infrastructure developer, and I also do residential and some commercial development, but we're the ones that take the risks. We're the ones that have to go and ask the bank for monies, and
Pay the note.
and pay the notes and pay the interest and hopefully have a
reward at the end.
Hopefully there's a reward
some
at the
profit.
end.
Yeah.
And then also, hopefully, we have the quality, people that it takes for us to employ.
Yeah.
Now we have another problem here. Okay, I don't know how and what we want to talk about, and I'd really like
Let's
to
do it.
Everything.
ask
Do
about
it.
you all.
Everything.
But our construction industry is, because of what's happening with the border and immigration and
Here we go.
and here we go, because it's
a big deal.
It's just a very, 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 very big deal. And I heard this morning there's
Multiple raids.
multiple raids this morning.
Everybody's scared.
Yeah.
Our entire subcontractor community is freaking out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I got wind of it right around lunchtime today. I started getting those calls. Mm-hmm. Oh my God! I told you that my dad and my mom vienen de Mexico, and we're damn proud of it.
I think all of us.
I think
Okay.
todos
We're all
aquí,
Mexican.
la mayoría.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I just people need to understand that there's individuals that have been here, families have been here, okay? Some of them, for whatever reason, were not documented, correctly. Some of the families are documented correctly, but they've been living here and working here and paying taxes here and
Planting the roots.
for what we have here, and they are in jeopardy and in fear that they are going to be deported. And apparently this morning, there was multiple raids. Mm-hmm. And pues duele, okay. And on the humanity side of things, it's an insult.
No se vale.
No se vale. It's an insult. And so I don't know if people fully understand the gravity of this thing. Mm-hmm. Because if we, not only in the construction business, but in the service business, there's everybody's asking for employees. They can't find employees. So now,
Raise the prices because you got to pay for
look,
more.
I am very proud also of in 2000 to 2009, I was on the IDEA Public School Board. And the IDEA Public School, at that time, brand new, I was in the founding board, and what we wanted to do is give a choice, okay? And a choice for you to educate your kids. And it's a public charter, okay? So it fulfilled a need. I'm saying that because one of the needs, and what we call today the dreamers, okay? Those are individuals. Those are individuals, parents, that their kids were making a choice of where to go to school, and many of them landed in idea public schools, as they landed in other ISDs, right? But I remember, 10 years later, oh man, these kids are at graduation. These kids are going now to start they were already starting to go to colleges. Well, guess what? They couldn't get interstate tuition. They had to go to college and pay foreign tuition or out-of-state tuition.
Right.
More expensive?
Yeah.
More expensive. Now, there were times that you could get, scholarships and whatever. But guess what? One way or another, they were going to go to college. And all of a sudden they get out of college. Okay? And how do you get employment if you're undocumented?
Or a house now?
The brightest students, houses, the whole bit. So this is not correct. The problem of our nation not being capable of figuring out a system that works. Other people are getting punished for
It
this.
seems illogical that we can't get that figured out.
We have to, exactly. We figure out everything else in this world.
But we figured it out already, Ronnie.
Yeah,
Think
they
about it. We
spoke
talk about
about
the
it.
Bracero
Yeah.
program.
Yes.
My grandfather was part of that,
See,
which
yeah.
my mother is a U.S. citizen because of that.
Yes.
Right? And that's
Yeah.
and you.
No, and both my parents were citizens after the years of going through the program.
they get the green
and
card
Get it
and
down,
then-
get the green card, resident card, and then you become nationalized. Okay?
Tony, the problem is that we don't have that anymore.
It's-
They don't have that. Have they had that? Let's pretend they do that today in the construction industry, like they did that in the agricultural industry back in the day, because they needed that in the 50s. What would happen? You'd get the same thing again. And you know what that would do for our economy? They would be happier to be spending. They'll qualify for mortgages again. They'll be able to go to and spend the money that they get on grants and scholarships
Correct.
because they're bright. It
Right.
all comes back to us. But it's a long process because of politics, money, ideologies, nationalisms, and the isms of the world, right?
Yeah, and I wish that on the local level you could try and have something that you could do about it.
Right.
But we
Right.
don't. I
Right.
don't.
There is no mechanism.
There is no mechanism for a local to take care of that, other than making sure that your streets of your cities are safe. Mm-hmm. That if there was an influx, because there was influx at times, that how do you handle it, and how do you handle it in a manner with dignity, one, and two, the safety for your residents. Mm-hmm. And I dare you all to tell me that what you experienced in the city, within the city of McAllen, that there was ever a fear of anything in the street.
Never.
And we're right on the border.
Yeah.
And we're right on the border.
Mr. Tony, I've been to meetings where
I'll take a water.
Me too. A water.
you're good, boy. You're good. What's up, big dog? Mr. Tony, I've been to meetings where with national representatives out there and all sorts of different people within the housing industry, right? And I've had people when they're like, "Oh, you're from the Valley. You're from California." No. I'm from Texas. Oh, okay. Where's the Valley? Is that over there by Houston, Dallas? No. It's
South.
It's south. And
Oh,
it's-
San Antonio.
Yeah, San Antonio. No. It's 4 hours more south, next to SPI or whatever. Their first reaction is like, "Oh my God! Like, how is it over there?"
I heard it's tough.
I heard it's hard. Like, what is going on or whatnot? And it's like, and I'm like, no, dude. Like, it's perfectly safe.
It's America.
It's one of those.
It's the media.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like how you said right now, Mr. Tony. It's like we have people that are very dear to our hearts that work alongside of us to push a product.
Right.
that are no different from us.
Yeah. Yep.
None.
And they're getting rounded up.
Yep.
And shipped somewhere that they don't even know.
Well, my thing is like, okay, well, we are going after the people that have a criminal record. Okay.
Look, I call bullshit on that.
Yeah. But why are you okay? Because of one.
But we don't have enough people calling bullshit on that.
Yeah. Yep.
We still have a lot of people making the same excuse, but the reality is, no, that's not the reality. They're están agarrando parejo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now it's like,
and they have quotas. How do you have a quota?
I don't know that part of it at all. I got wind of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously we were, expecting and something, when and how and where but not really. I mean, we were hoping that this thing, would be ironed out somehow. It does us no good to do what we're doing right now.
it's gonna hurt us.
And it's a little unfair to our area because we live on the border, right? We have relationships with
these are people
that part of our family.
There's people that are making decisions. They are nowhere close to
The border.
the
That are
Mexican
ignorant.
border or the Canadian border, okay? And they were at once immigrants themselves, or their parents were, or grandparents were. But because of the fear that is, sensationalized, that
mongering.
they're making a decision, and their vote is the same as a Vicente vote or a Monica vote or a Henry Cuellar vote. I mean, they have a vote too.
Yeah.
And they're in the middle of Ohio, in the middle of Indiana, and in the middle of nowhere close to a border. And so a decision to say, well, we got to protect our borders. Well, we always have to protect our borders. We always have protected our borders. Was there illegal immigration? There definitely was.
Since the beginning of mankind, right? There always
and
be
some of it
immigration.
comes through the air, some of it comes through the boats, and some of it comes from the Canadian border, and some of it comes from the. And guess what? It's all nationalities. There's no such thing as just the Hispanic or the.
¿Y qué vamos a hacer?
Spanish.
¿Qué vamos a hacer?
Vamos a ver. I mean,
You know what I mean?
legally, because this doesn't seem legal, right? I'm sure rights are being violated.
Some sort of humanitarian right.
Yeah, because they're picking up están agarrando parejo, right? And so, where is the pushback? Why is the opposition to this not in open arms? Like why, up in arms?
My question is,
where is the pushback?
My question is, like, what do they think, bro? I'm trying to understand, like, what is your mentality? You really believe that you're gonna go ahead and clean slate, and that all this production that is happening, Vicente said it last week. People don't want to work. People don't want to work. Like, the everyday American doesn't want to go frame a house in 105-degree weather. The other day I got in the truck, it was 108. My truck was like 108, bro. What are we gonna do? What, like, are projects gonna get stalled?
Well, I don't know if you've driven around today, Tony, but the job sites they're little ghost towns right now.
Yeah, that's the. I actually, yes. After I heard it at lunchtime, I was at an education and economic 2-hour type of meeting, and I got on right before here. I had to be here at 3, so between 1:30, 2 o'clock to when I got here, I drove around some sites, and I could see that there was a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Está muerto. Hoy está muerto. There was no work today. Today they all clocked out early. Yeah. What do we do? What can we do from a local perspective? Is there anything that can be done?
Well, maybe as an organization, what can we do as an organization? I mean, they say there's strength in numbers, right?
Sure.
What can we do as an organization to I mean, it's like, what we're just gonna bend the knee and I mean,
Take it
bro,
for the next 3.5 years.
What are we gonna do?
No, you're correct here. Because we knew, but you don't know, right? Because I've never been one of those guys that I'm a what if guy. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not a what if guy.
Oh shit!
So I don't like to play those. If this happens, what are we gonna do? If that happens, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
In this case, we are seeing what is happening as of a few hours ago.
It's happening.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's
Within
live.
24 hours, this is happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's time.
Now what are we gonna do?
Yeah. Now it's time to really, really huddle up. Look at organizations. Look at your community leaders. Mm-hmm. Okay, and we can't just turn a blind eye to this thing. Okay,
Not here.
It's here,
Not in the valley.
and it's our residents too, because at times you're elected to govern. You are elected to do. They voted for you because they felt that you could take care of what it takes to run this city. In my case, the city. The school board is the school board. It's whatever it is. Okay. So I have to take that real seriously. And I need to talk to you. I need to know myself because I live it. I know. Mm-hmm. Okay. But to my fellow commissioner, and I'll say J.J. Zamora because he's a DA. Okay, he works for the DAs. He knows, his family has a restaurant. The whole bit. They know the community. Okay, but it's like he doesn't live it and touch it and walk it every single day.
Yeah.
Right. So we do, and I consider myself one of them. Okay, so we know what the effects are. Okay, and you can stall this thing. You have the financial institutions got to be leery. Also, they're the ones that fund us. They're the ones that make those hard decisions too. So hey, it's if let's just say a financial institution is funding a development for you. Well, what are we doing? How are you doing? And
how's the progress?
How's the progress? And how's this? And
why is it delayed?
Why is it delayed? And it's costing you money. Then you go to a financial institution, funding a local restaurant, and it says, "Hey, what's happening? Your sales are down."
Where are the deposits?
I said, "Where are the deposits? Where is this? What's happening?" And guess what? I got half the employees that I had before, and I can only service half of my customers that I had before. And it goes down the line. It goes down from one to another, and it's an economic
impact that it's going to, the
Huge.
negative impact that it's going to have.
Yeah.
So,
que a ver,
¿qué hacemos? There's got to be something we can do because, like we had talked about initially, there's strength in numbers, right? And we've got to figure out how to get together with our elected officials, at least locally. Vicente was here last week. Kudos to him for coming and talking to us. Yeah. But we got to keep the conversations going. It has to continue.
And he did mention, because you were like, we haven't seen that. I remember when you were like, we haven't seen that here. We're doing great.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
That's right.
You said it.
1 week
Remember?
away.
Yeah,
1 week ago.
To the day.
To the day.
Yeah.
Un día a la vez.
No, ¿qué hacemos? O sea, porque tampoco no somos del
You
tipo.
can't be. Yeah, it's. I understand. We do have to take every day, but no, we've got to.
We got to take the bull on the horn by the horns on this one.
So what do we do? What do you think would be a good thing to? I'm at a loss of ideas there.
Me too. I mean, I'm not in politics, and I don't know what powers or local politics have against federal government. But to me, this is not right. This is not the stuff. This is not the stuff that we studied in school. What America was about, right?
Correct.
So what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Where are we living? What times are we living in? And
You
how
know,
do we make a change?
let me tell you, I think being on the other side, be in the middle and understand both sides. All this happened because how they say one bad apple ruins the bunch, right? There was some guy or some people that ruined it for all the immigrants, like let's say even the Muslims. Are all Muslims terrorists?
No, of course
No,
not.
right. So it's the same thing. Are all undocumented people bad? No. So they're trying to make a political statement. That's how we got here.
Are all white people bad that shoot
No.
up schools?
Of course.
Right?
All the way, or are
Yeah.
all black people thieves, or whatever the stigma is. They're trying to make it political and get numbers, get votes, because the people that are seeing these raids, it's not affecting their communities. It's not affecting Pennsylvania, right? It's affecting the local economy over here. Does that make sense?
Sí, pero con más ganas. I don't think we're the type of society here in the Valley or the type of people that are just going to sit and take it.
No.
Right? That's not the way we were raised. We do something about it, right? You work. You get up. You clock in the
Now,
morning.
you
You
got to remember
feed the family.
that the worst thing you can do is start cannibalizing yourself, because that's the next thing is that how am I going to guard my employees? How am I going to guard this? How are you going to get more employees? How you start cannibalizing yourself. We start having some
issues.
problems.
We have to work together.
We have to be able to do that, but we're living in an area. I just left economic and education. How can education and upper end education help? The industries and the even the medical industry, because we're showing, and there's a lot of growth, needed growth in the medical industry, and a lot of us were promoting it heavily, and now we're getting them, and now how are we going to get all of the employees for it?
Yep.
So you start working on it, and we are, but there's going to be a slowdown if we don't relieve this and get this fear. But the fear is here already. Mm-hmm. If there's, I believe, unfortunately, if there's some ghost areas of in some of the in some of the job sites, I think tomorrow is going to be worse.
Yep.
Because they're not going to want to come out.
I'm on these, I'm on the chat with some of these guys, and
I'm on, no.
No voy a trabajar, patrón. I'm sorry. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, they got families, and what, you get deported, and then.
But then
how are they going to do it?
And
So
then you
now
ask
we're
them,
going
what are they going to do now? How are they going to work?
So now we also need to look at that humanitarian side of things, of how we can work. When I say we don't want to start cannibalizing ourselves, we don't want to start just saying yo me voy a cuidar y yo me cuido solo.
Yeah.
And you start. No, it's got to. How do we make it work?
Yeah.
Well, I got wind of it right around lunchtime today, and
We woke up with the news today. It was like the first thing that came in through the thread this morning.
I put it on the chat
Yeah.
early this morning
Yeah.
because they hit a subdivision in Harlingen
It was wrong.
early. It was 7:30 in the morning when they got hit. Yeah.
And they're driving around. I mean, yesterday I talked to another builder in the organization, and we were talking, and he goes, he's building primarily in Hidalgo, and he was like, "Hey, these guys just circled around, bro." He's like, and they're just circling, and they would stop, and then they would keep moving, and then they would stop, and he was like, they're taking down whatever notes they need to, whatever, to go ahead and prepare or whatever. And I'm like, God, dude, like,
Yeah. But we do live in a country, right? I mean, I pose this question. We still live in a country that has a due process of law, correct? Or are we past that?
Well, that's a good question, because it's like, have they completely gotten rid of that? Since, I mean, if you're an illegal, what are your rights?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
We're lost.
illegal is what? I mean,
Exactly.
that's the
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
you know. So
If the kid was here because his parents brought him, did he break the law?
that's right.
And does he get a due process?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he? I mean,
Yeah.
we have human rights and we have civil rights. All those are all just being violated. Fuck it.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It seems like they don't.
Where's
get
our
due
attorneys?
process.
Where's our legal side of things? Where's the pushback? Nobody it seems to be
Well,
saying anything.
we got. You know, we now know our challenge finally.
Yeah.
Okay. It's here.
Yep.
It happened.
Yep.
I'm so disappointed, without a doubt. Does it do us all good to just be griping and bickering,
Oh,
and
no.
fighting and whatever? No, we gotta have a solution.
Take action?
¿Qué hacemos?
Yeah.
¿Qué hacemos? Como like as a community. Yeah, we have to.
And I hope it doesn't come down to the point where we actually see some actual pain in slowing growth. That whether it's like, okay, now it's actually slowing down, and people are like, hey man, we're noticing that there's a difference between the construction industry was just, you know, booming, putting out product, you know, and now it's like, okay, well, it's slowed down because now there's a lack of labor. There's a lack of, and not just that. Look at all these restaurants here that we have here, you know, like, and it's like Vicente said last week. The average American doesn't want to work these jobs.
Yeah, there is no quick fix for that, right? To replace those that labor, there is none.
We're going to be short anyway. Okay.
It just depends how many people
we're
they
gonna
take.
be
How many? You're
But-
saying about some numbers.
Yeah.
How many can they take all at once? You know.
Well, right now, I got to get more knowledge of what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And we got to take action.
But just know, Mr. Tony, that with us, anything that you need on our part,
Yeah,
Well, the associations are important,
Yeah.
and the masses of us knowing what is happening and the needs. You know, it's just going to be a tough one for our area for a while. If you have, it creates this panda. It's just it could get
bad.
really bad.
We'll see.
Well, in the meantime, can we get rid of the $5,000 deposit for to get light connected for working clearance, please? Can we make it slightly easier for the construction company to do business in McAllen?
Is it?
I say that jokingly, but I mean it.
Who's imposing that?
Well,
5,000?
you know, Tony,
Is
I'm not going to
is
say.
it Magic Valley? Is it AP?
No,
is it the city?
It's the city of McAllen.
Really?
Yeah. In order for us to get a working clearance, we have to put a deposit down of $5,000. Well, up to $5,000, depending on where you are in the construction and the price of the home. And you have 30 days to get the final approval, right? To get the C of O. And so, if you have a $7,000 square foot house, I think we all know that that's a little unrealistic, right? Anything can happen. That's going to push that finish out.
45 days, 60 days.
Yeah,
yeah.
Easily, right?
Yeah.
You get a tough customer that's very picky. You want to keep them happy. It's gonna take you longer.
Oh yeah, those blue tapes keep coming, man.
Yeah, and now you've got, and that's one project. Right? If you've got 50 projects and you know, times 5,000, I mean, that's a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
That does not help the developer or the builder.
But it's not all 5,000. Some of it could be
It's less.
1,000.
Some
Some
of
of
it
it
could be
500, right?
500. Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
but
Yeah. As much as that.
unnecessary expenses on top of the expenses on top of the expenses.
Yep. No.
On top of the lack of labor, on top of everybody getting shipped back, on top of
Yes.
like you
It's
can't pile it
huge
all on the builder.
Exactly. It is a huge challenge.
Yeah.
at the builder and for people that just cannot understand what it takes
to be a
in
builder,
the construction business.
You're
Yeah.
the middle guy to everybody.
You're the middle to everything.
Yeah.
You know, we were having that conversation earlier, and we were talking about how you know there's people that are brand new to the industry and they would like to, you know, become that social media presence and kind of give you this energy and this vibe, like, hey, you know what, like, I know what I'm doing, and I've been around this or whatever, and I'm making all this money and stuff, I was actually talking to Ulises about it, and I was telling him, I was like, you know, dude, like, if people would honestly only just talk about the reality of this business, on how gruesome it is, and how you really have to love it to actually live through the times, and I'm not talking about a year, 2 years, 3 years, but actually live through all sorts of different ups and downs that come with owning a company. It's not easy, man. Mm-hmm. It's the hardest thing that you can do is to be in the construction industry and be a contractor, because as a construction company, you're a builder, but you're basically running all these personalities that come with it, right? And it's one of those things where it's just like you see people, like nowadays, I don't know if you've seen, Tony, people nowadays are like big on influencers, right? There's a new influencer every day, and there's influencers now that are like, yo, I'm making $100,000 on every house that I'm building. I'm making I can build you 3 houses in 90 days, and I can do this and I can do that. And it's like, dude, the funny thing is that people that don't know the business believe it.
Yeah.
People eat that shit up. Where opposed to like people that we've been around it. I've been around this my whole life. I grew up in this. My parents have been around for over 25 years. So I see this and I'm just like, I look at that, I'm like, that's fake. You're a liar. You'll never be one of us. You're fake. You're doing it for the camera. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not good.
That's in this industry. They're doing that in all industries and everywhere. It's this media and this. Yeah, and you know, we had.
It's like you could wake up tomorrow and be an astronaut.
Look, you say influencers, right? We had McAllen a month ago here in McAllen, right? Do you know that we had 30 influencers from Mexico, from different areas of Mexico, that they come to promote, you know, before, hey, in 2 weeks in McAllen, this is going to happen. I'm here in McAllen. This is what's going to transform to this. You need to come. They're influencers.
Yeah.
Okay? So those are good influencers, right? They're telling you that you hire influencers. That's
what you do.
That's
You
what
hire
you
influencers.
do. You hire influencers.
Yeah.
Okay? For everything. For a restaurant. For this. For the sale of a house. For the whatever. But there's good influencers and there's bad. There's influencers that I don't know how they all make money. You know?
You telling me you're not making 100,000 at home,
Julio, why
Tony?
don't you ask me
Come on.
how old I am again, so I can tell you what I am again, and I can tell you that I don't understand it, okay?
How do I become an influencer at 68?
I would like to know how I'm making 100,000 at home, bro.
But I'm telling you, and I interviewed with some of them, whatever, y vinieron de Querétaro, y vinieron de Monterrey, y vinieron de Tampico, y de Puebla, y de Mexico City.
Did they pack the house though?
And they were yes, and they were telling
They worked.
They were telling people, you know, for weeks that the place to come is to McAllen for this. Mm-hmm. And we had a very successful, and the local communities, you know, was very successful.
But those are good. Those are good influencers.
Exactly.
Those are good.
Again, I mean,
We need
believe
influencers to influence.
somebody needs to have good influencer for the Dallas Cowboy to get rid of the owner.
Yeah.
To get rid of the owner.
How do we hire that guy?
I just want one winning season.
So that we can have.
That'll
Oh my
lift our
God!
spirits.
It's too early. It's too early in the
Bueno,
season.
okay.
The season's not even here.
Unfortunately, now we're talking and whatever, we change the subject. We discuss some very in-depth problems, challenges that we need to. I mean, I don't want people to think that we're taking this thing lightly by now, talking about other things. But I will say that there's going to be some action that needs to be taken, and the construction industry has to do their part, as the government needs to do their part, and as your local government needs to do our part too. Okay. And then there's other industry. Believe me, there's going to be others.
Yeah, just
that
not
are
construction.
Gonna
It's
be
everything,
affected.
bro.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, the restaurant business,
The hotels.
The service industry.
agriculture business,
Agriculture, service industry. I mean,
Yeah. So let's see where we're at today. I'm gonna, after this meeting, obviously start calling and doing some things and
Putting some prayer to it,
and
little
much
thought.
prayer,
Yeah.
much prayer, and let's all try to keep as cool as head as possible.
Sure.
Even though we're pissed and mad and disgusted and disappointed.
Well, you know what,
and
Tony?
Disappointed.
Tony,
Okay?
if we would get the good influencers to come in
Yeah.
and make some good videos, it might change some things.
Oh, bueno.
You know what I'm saying?
You just so you know, Tony, and we feel like you're one of ours, brother.
Yeah.
Whatever you need from the construction industry, from this organization, man, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you have it. You got it.
And thank you for taking
We
the
will
time.
stand up to whatever
Okay.
you guys need us to stand up to.
read that.
Yeah.
It's going. Read that. Out
What is
loud
it?
is fine.
Hold on, te ato viejito, güey, espérame.
Just a little bit.
It says Hedrick Brothers Construction Company located in Tallahassee, Florida, reportedly called ICE on its own employees to avoid paying for labor. Damn.
Wow.
It's just on social media. It's going viral.
Pues
So-
qué pendejos. Porque ¿quién le va a hacer el jale?
What?
Yeah. Crazy. People are pretty scummy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do we go?
Well, I
from
wonder if it's factual and true because
Yeah.
somebody could
Anybody can put that.
fake that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you.
But I'm
glad-
just saying what's going out there,
That's
right?
true.
Like
That's true,
Why-
Tony.
why-
the
in other
influencers
words,
on
we-
the negative.
We
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
We
Why-
have influencers
Why?
putting
Why?
stuff.
Why did I
Yes, sir.
just mention we cannot cannibalize ourselves?
You're
yes,
right.
sir.
Because that could be a competitor doing something.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't
And
know
that's
what to believe
gruesome.
nowadays, guys.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know what to believe.
Tony. I'm gonna sound. Look, we want to thank everybody that watches our podcast. We are beyond grateful. We want to thank everybody that takes part of everything. But you got to be very careful what you look at the media's. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. It's still the internet, guys. There was a time where the internet would be questioned, and now I feel like that we're living in a time where people believe anything they see on the internet. Remember,
news.
guys, it's not real. The internet is fake. Remember that. Question everything you read. You got to take care of your mind. You got to take care of your heart. And it's just a reality. Like I said, tomorrow I can wake up and I can promote that I'm an astronaut, and it would be sad if people believe it, but that's just the life that we're living in right now. Be careful what you look at. Be careful what you're watching on the medias, TikTok, all that stuff. Don't believe everything you see. And if you do see something that you're interested in, look it up, research it, take your time, because the internet is full of fake news. It's lies. You need to do your due diligence. It's just one of those things where it's just the truth, guys. The times have really changed, but there used to be a time where like people would question what they would see online. And now it's like, hey, wait, I saw it on Facebook, bro. Did you hear, bro? Like, dude.
It's all like the National Enquirer on your digital.
You know,
right?
like, yeah, like just take it slow, and it's like Mr. Tony here said, like,
You said it very well.
Yeah.
What you expressed right now is very accurate. I agree with you 100%. There.
Tony, you're in local government. Does the federal government have an obligation to let you guys know what is going on?
Well, again, they do, and they are, and believe me, we do communicate with our local reps and our state reps too, state senators and the whole bit. We do. Again, this happened this morning. Mm-hmm. Now, there was a little of that going on, but kind of stopped.
yes, sir.
But right,
Yeah.
But there was no now.
Who would be the first person to call? Would it be our congresswoman or our congressman?
Yeah.
They're the ones.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have a very good relationship with all of them. And
You think you're going to make those calls today?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Whatever,
awesome.
whatever
Right
you
now.
need from us, Tony. I'm
And
telling
then-
you, brother.
And then they're going to start
Making their phone calls.
making their phone calls because, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and Mr. Tony, whatever
would help.
whatever we can do to help, whatever we can do to in any way, go knock on doors, whatever we got to do, just know that we're not afraid to march, and we as an organization are very grateful for coming on today's podcast. Like I told you, it's not scripted, and we just could take off with it. But just want to say thank you for coming on, and congratulations on winning again.
Yes.
Thank you, buddy, for everything.
Thank you for
listening.
supporting.
Ronnie and Julio I've known for a while, and
Hey, by the way, fun fact. We'll leave this up. He did my first subdivision, Alberta.
Nice.
Village. Yeah, him and Romel. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he
we
did.
did it around like 7 years ago.
That's about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah. Cool.
Fun fact.
Mr. Tony.
I got to run.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
your time.
Tony, thank you so much, my man.